Alright everybody, what I'm about to show you right now is basically it's a slightly modified mass airflow sensor for a Nissan. If any of you are familiar with any kind of mass airflow sensor, you notice that not this aluminum piece is aftermarket, but right here from the factory they'll have attached this what looks like a water screen to make the water run smooth on your water faucet, but it's much thicker and it's much larger and bigger, and it has a lot of airflow restrictions. So I took that out and I did get better airflow performance, but I'm not getting that good of an accurate reading, and I kind of like burn gas a little bit. So what I did is I used the aluminum, and I did have to take my time to craft this, alright? But at least this divides the air in 4 quarters so that there's basically cuts the air turbulence down in half, literally. And if you look even closer, if I can get you some light, you see down in there, you see that stem running down, you see that round looking filter thing, that screen? That's a water faucet screen, okay? Everybody has it in their homes, and you can even find it at some head shops, if you know what I'm talking about. What I did is I actually used fuck's going on? I used a silicone that's resistant to oil, heat, water, grease, all that stuff, So I know that's not going anywhere, because the last thing I want is for it to break off and go into my heads. But at least the air that's going to go in there, that it's going to be reading, that screen in there, is going to be a little bit more accurate reading. It might get less air, and it might let you run a little bit leaner, but that's kind of like what people go for. When they go for performance, they go towards kind of leaning out. I wouldn't suggest you be lean all the time, but even if that little screen wasn't in there and you're doing this whole design here, even if it doesn't have it just opened up, you're leaning out anyways. So at least this gives you a little bit of control, so you get better readings. And you also want to have your O2 sensors. For what I know, vehicles, you at least have one at the headers, the exhaust manifold, and you have another one where your catalytic converter is at, whether you have one or not. Catalytic converter, you want to have that sensor there, and you want to use it. You might even have to remap it if you're really into tuning, and you're doing all this kind of stuff. But yeah, go ahead and take a sink filter, a water filter, and just be careful you don't tamper with the sensor that's in there, because you're going to mess things up, alright? This aluminum right here, just take your time when you're filing it, when you make your markings and your cuts to do it. Always stay away from the line so you have extra space to file it down and get precision fitting. This is friction fitted, which means it's forced in there and it's not going anywhere. And you see this aluminum housing, then you see the black plastic, which is the O2 sensor. When you look inside, there's like an eighth or a 16th of an inch. Do you see that lip? See that rubber, the black rubber? That's going to keep, you see that? That's going to keep my design from going in any further. It's not going to go anywhere. These things, I slid them into one another like sleeves. They're not going anywhere because the airflow comes straight in this way. It goes this way. Whoop. So these aren't going anywhere. They're friction fitted, and that's it. If I wanted to take them out, they'll come right out. So once again, you're watching Sick Lotus. I'm going to take this car for a test drive. If you have any questions, ideas, bring it up. I love to talk about this stuff. Thank you for watching. Like and share.